life-changing shift I made in 2019. And this shift led to both personal and financial success. And that shift was conformity to creativity. It works. Okay. So I wanted to start off first with this quote by Emerson. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest achievement. And back in 2019, I was conforming myself to be someone I wasn't. I was conforming myself to what society told me I needed to do, what my professors, what my family were telling me what to do, and I was very unhappy. So, my journey since 2019, when I was like, F this, I don't want to live in this box, I quit my 9-to-5 job, I bought a camera, had never really done photography before, but I sold everything and I flew down to Peru with a one-way ticket and I just started taking photographs. And since then, it's been an incredible journey of photography and art and living within this realm of staying true to myself. Flash forward to 2020, the world shut down, I couldn't travel, so I started a photography business because, again, everyone's like, oh, since you're doing photography, you need to do this job. So I tried it, and I was very successful at it. I went from charging my first client $200 to charging my next client $4,000, and that is with no business experience whatsoever. But I didn't like staying in one place, so I sold everything again, bought a van, and I traveled and road tripped around the US. And then I also traveled a lot internationally. So all of this kind of led to me joining Twitter in 2022. And because I was very much connected into my flow of photography and travel, I kind of started building my following and my actions in this space to really be centered around me as an artist. And so that kind of is like a recap of me and who I am, where I kind of chose comfort in conformity and gave it up to be craving the authenticity of being an artist. So since the Industrial Revolution, automation and repetition have kind of been the gold standards of business. And this is what I looked for when I started photography, when I started my photography business. And many influencers and business gurus, they'll share kind of like their paths to fame and glory. And I kind of fell for it. I admit, I signed up for all those tutorials, all those like cheat sheets, all those newsletters. But they kept telling me the same thing. They kept telling me these steps, these check boxes that I had to do and fit myself in to make money with my art. And it never worked out for me. Like in the few times I tried, it didn't work out and I was failing and I thought it was because I wasn't good enough or I wasn't smart enough. But what was really happening was that I was putting aside my creativity. I was putting aside what I wanted to do in life, trying to build on the shoulders of giants. But what I really needed to do was to spread my wings and fly. So our art can be defined by the systems or how we defy those systems. That has been kind of a forefront thought of my journey through Web3 and has been both financially and personally very successful. I think, artists who change their art to favor the algorithms or to follow the trends of what collectors are looking at, they really just end up on this hamster wheel of content creation. And that's a loss. I think artists who stay true to themselves and resist this pressure to conform are really the ones who survive and thrive in this industry. So I'm going to show you some examples. T Swift. Everyone knows her, whether you like her music or not, doesn't really matter, but she is the most financially successful artist of our time. But what has she done to be so successful? In my opinion, she does not conform. She leads. Much like Frida. She has defied artistic conventions by blending elements of surrealism, symbolism, and Mexican folk art. Same as Picasso. He defied beauty standards. And his two styles of art, modernism and Cubanism, are still widely popular today. We go back 400 years. Rembrandt, we're still talking about his work. We're still selling his work for $32 million for an original. Yet, during his time, he was ridiculed. He was told by his patrons that he was amateur in his work. I don't see that as amateur. So what changed? We remember art for its creativity and innovation. We don't remember it because it conformed to what everyone else was doing. And while conformity can lead to profit, it often ends up in a forgettable legacy. Those who trade what they want most for what they want now often find themselves stuck in a cycle of immediate gratification without long-term satisfaction. What I want now is to make sales off my art, is to sell my art. But what I want most is to live a life, a meaningful, full life, as a landscape and wildlife photographer. Not for one collection, not for 1 year, not for a few years, but a lifetime. That's what I'm building. That's what my creativity is demanding of me. So I like to say I prioritize my purpose, which is photography, over profits. So again, artists who dare to be themselves, who resist conforming to public opinion, are the ones who not only survive, but thrive in this industry. I don't let my friends or family or strangers on the internet tell me what to do or rush me into being who I'm not. And I don't think you should either, because it's never too late to make this life everything you wanted it to be. If you need to take it slow, embrace it. The fast pace of modern life, can be really overwhelming, and technology can often feel really draining. But true personal success really comes from this focus on living your truth without rushing. So no one has ever been you before. So if you're ever wondering I need to become something else to be seen, to be heard, to make sales, you don't. Art truly is about breaking boundaries. It's not about conforming. So I would like to encourage all artists or all creatives or just anyone building in this space to stop conforming to what you think the world needs and start creating what you need in this space, what speaks to your soul. Because no one has ever been you before. And you could be withholding something that the world needs by ignoring what you do and what you bring to the table. So, thank you very much.